Hello beautiful souls, it's me, Tara Love Perry, your soul reader and soul guide. So tonight it's a supermoon in Taurus. It's going to happen really soon, so I've got my candles. Look at this, I've lit candles for us. I got white roses and 6 white candles for love. And I thought it'd be a nice time to get really close to you and really intimate and talk about something really important to do with love and to do with your heart and to do with what causes all the pain in the first place and what's stopping us from really receiving and living the life that's actually destined for us. I'm going to talk about reality. So reality and destiny are actually one and the same things. So I'm going to explain that. You might think, oh no, destiny is really out there and cosmic and reality is really hard and grounded like bricks and mortar. Well, actually they're the same. So what I've really noticed over many years of reading people and reading myself and living my own life as well, my own experience, is that pain really is caused when our mind is believing something to be true, when in fact actually it isn't the truth at all. And sometimes this is the hardest thing to understand. How do I know what's really true? How do I discern what I'm thinking and believing to be real with my mind, what's delusional thinking, and what's actually really real? And this is hard to tell the difference sometimes, so I'm going to help you out with some little tips on this one. Because what tends to happen is that we remove ourselves from the reality because, one, we believe that reality is harsh and unkind. Now, not everybody, there's about 50% of people think that reality is too painful, too awful, and we would try and elevate ourselves out of that. So we would go up on some nice high mountain, we would go up on some nice high ideologies, we'd go on some nice high philosophies, we'll go on a nice spiritual high, or a drug high, or a happy, positive high, or whatever means necessary to elevate us and keep us up. And it's like putting air in your hot air balloon and keep putting that positive thinking and staying afloat and rising above it and, kind of ignoring what's going on in front of us. And where this really hurts is when it comes to love, when it comes to relationships. And in fact, it hurts everywhere. It hurts when it comes to money, it hurts when it comes to family, it hurts everywhere. It hurts our pockets when we do this, when we have fantasy thinking and it's not really what's going on. Ask anybody in the stock exchange. But really, let's focus on the love aspect and our heart aspect, because if we're in a relationship with somebody and what's really going on between you two, you're not really seeing it, or you don't want to see it, and instead you're covering it over with fantasy thinking because you're looking at a person's potential. You're looking and beyond what's going on in the day-to-day and the nitty-gritty and what's really bumping you up against each other. You're going, no, but he has the potential, or I have the potential, or if only. And we can get into that real beautiful fairy landscape of fantasy thinking. I'm going, my dreams are going to come true if I just keep wishing, if I just keep making intentions. And maybe, like me, you like lighting candles and you make your wishes and you make your intentions. That doesn't necessarily make it all come true now, does it? Let's be honest. How many times have you done that only to be left with the same flatline reality? Now, the thing is we don't really learn from this. We keep going, we keep thinking, we keep having our positive thoughts, and we keep, building those castles in the air. Idealizing, philosophizing, fantasizing about what we want and what it could be, rather than really seeing what's actually happening right here, right now. And when we do, like somebody comes along and bursts our bubble and that horrible pin comes in and, oh my God, and we feel the sting and we feel the crash landing and we're burned out and we're devastated on the floor because what we thought was going to happen didn't happen. Big distinction. What I thought was happening, but I thought this was going to happen, but I thought he said this, and I thought he meant that, and I thought when he did and she did, it was going to be like this. That's what I'm talking about. I thought what was going to happen is very different from what actually is happening. And all of our belief systems can get in the way from us really seeing what's going on. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that life is harsh and life is hard and life is horrible, and why not dress it up with rose-coloured glasses, make it prettier. I am a big advocate of that. I've lived most of my life being this eternal optimist, telling people, don't burst my bubble. I love my fantasy reality. At least it's better than yours. At least I'm happy. But actually, I've had some really harsh lessons because again and again, my castles have had to come down, my bubble was burst, and it's very, very delusional thinking. And when you land on your ass and it's really sore and it kind of jolts you to wake up and smell the coffee, it's like, hello, what was I thinking? What were you thinking? Right? And that's where we have to not decide to carry on doing the same pattern again and fall into the same trap, but go, hold on a minute, let me catch myself. I don't want to project all of this stuff. Now, the other thing that we can do as well, because again, we think that life is harsh and life is horrible, life is painful, life is ugly, or it's too vulnerable, or it's whatever, too much pain, too much suffering, is that we bury stuff. So instead of going up there, we're going down here, and we know, no, it's all going to be fine. No, everything's fine. No, I'm okay, and the feelings get buried and the pain gets buried and your words get swallowed and you're biting your tongue and chewing the back jaw, and all those words are not being said and all those feelings are not being vented, and they're going stale and stagnant like an old dying body in a cellar rotting. That's your emotional dying body is suffocated and you just can't breathe, but you're doing it for the relationship, or you're doing it to keep the status quo, or you're doing it to keep the ends met if you're in a family and you're trying to keep the money, or you're just keeping going, keeping it tight, keeping it together, holding it in, keeping it down. It's like when you really want to, purge and vomit because you need to cleanse because what you're eating isn't good for you, but you're just holding it down and keeping it in and, slowly but surely getting sick. There's a myriad of ways of doing this, and most people are in denial. A lot of people are in denial in this form of, trying to not really admit what's going on in the reality. So let's talk about that reality, right? Reality is what's happening right here, right now. It has nothing to do with our belief systems. In fact, belief systems are like little filters that come across, like when you're in the opticians getting your eyes tested and they put all those different lenses, so it changes the perspective and changes the focus. That's what we're doing constantly with our belief systems. And we have to take them all out. And that can be really painful and really disillusioning. Whether it's a belief that you're not safe to say really what you feel, or you're not safe to come down to earth and actually see what's really going on because it's too painful. One way or the other, those beliefs have to come out of your perspective so that you can really see clearly and obviously what's right in front of you. Now, what's right in front of us happens on a myriad of different levels. So most people talk about reality as being this harsh, three-dimensional, it's all kind of quite angular and quite hard and quite solid. Yeah, that's real. But there's also many other levels to that. The way that I see time and the way that I see people moving through time as an energy reader and as a soul reader, I see it's like one giant long continuum. And it's not even a beginning of a thread that has one end and then another end, and you've got the past and then the future. It doesn't actually look like that. It's like one giant now. There isn't really a past, there isn't really a future, but it's like where we are in the story right now. Where are you in the book? Where are you on the record? Where are we in the middle of the song or the play? It's massive, this play. It's massive, this song. And we're just in our little groove with it right now, stuck in the groove of our belief systems most of the time, not understanding that there's a bigger story or a bigger orchestra playing that we're part of. So we can miss out. And because often we're so hanging on to our old thoughts, our past beliefs, our past thoughts, or past relationships, or past attachments, or past wishes, or past needs, or past wants, things that we're still clinging on to that didn't work out for us back there in this timeline continuum. So we're still trying to work them out now. So our now and our what seems to be our future in front of us is actually our past, constantly coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up to be reviewed and restored and put right and got over and got through. Right? And for those disillusion moments to happen where the bubble bursts and the castle crashes to the ground and you land on your butt and you wake up. Or all the masks come off and you have to come clean and you have to admit that all this other stuff is happening and you've been suppressing and it's got to come up and out. Because one way or another, everything has to level. It either has to come down, all those fantasies, even spiritual fantasies, well-meaning fantasies, religious fantasies, they're all coming crashing down. And the higher up you are in your idealistic thinking or your egoic thinking, your self-protective hot air thinking, the further you got to fall. And the deeper down you are in the shit and you're pretending you're up here and you're fine, but you're actually really not, the more digging and uncovering and releasing you're going to have to do. So for all of us, it's a combination of both of these things. It's not just one or the other. And both of these directions are coming to this now, this level playing field. Everything's being leveled. Have you noticed? Just happen to look at the media and look at the politics and you'll just see that every piece of shit that's ever happened in history is really coming to the surface. Everyone's masks are falling. You know, it's like, it's crazy. And it feels dramatic and it looks awful. But it's actually a really, really important process that all of that bullshit just comes off. And we get to see what's really going on. We get to really see the truth. And now, don't let it stop there. Don't think that this is it. You just got to keep watching and see more of the layers come off and more of that cleansing process to happen. And the truth is being revealed. And the truth is being revealed this way too. Everything that's not the truth will come crashing down in your life and in the world stage. That's just the fact of it. So if we can get really used to going, okay, what is my level? What is this reality then? Well, this reality is the sum of all the parts. It's the sum of the future and the past. It's right here, right now. And let's think about what is the absolute. What is that ground zero? What can you count on that is absolute? You can count on nature. That's pretty absolute. That doesn't disappear. The world keeps turning. Stars keep spinning. You can count on truth to be absolute. That's by its nature, it's called truth because it is absolute and it doesn't change. And although we think we have many truths that each suit us all, at the end of the day, all those many truths lead to one truth. We all have one basic truth, one fundamental truth. That is within you. That is you. That is. This isness. What is actually real is what we could call the truth. That's solid. That's not going to change. That's what's being revealed. And we can tap into that. We can feel it. I mean, it's everywhere. It's right in front of us. It's here now. It's here now in your breath. It's here now in your body. It's here now in your heart. It's here now. You are that living embodiment of that isness and that truth. What else is absolute? What else can you count on to be absolute ground zero? You can count on unconditional love. Love is unconditional, true love. And I don't mean made up fantasy love, or suppressed and denied, holding my feelings down. No, we're talking about absolute love. And absolute love is like clear running streams. It's pure, it's vibrant, it's thirst quenching, it's simple, it's real. And that's available all the time. That's also inside of you. So when we get to this absolute, it's either the hard way or the easy way. We can just realize and get over our delusional thinking and start taking out the lenses and start really focusing on what is, what's right in front of us, what's right in front of you in your relationship. Are you in the right relationship? Are you in the right job? Are you really being true to yourself? How's your reality working out for you? Because if it's not working out for you, there's something amiss. There's something that needs to be uncovered. And that reality is sweet and delicious and amazing. It's like a feast waiting to be devoured. Because when we're clinging onto the past, our arms are too full, our eyes are too full of pain, like a windshield on a car. It's been splattered with too many images of pain and suffering, and it's like we can't see for the shit. So it's like wiping our eyes clean of the pain, wiping our heart clean of the pain, and being able to really get to grips right here, right now with what's happening, and being in that space of allowing what's for us, what life has in store for us, our destiny, literally what's waiting in our path, for us to be clear enough and empty-handed enough and ready for it just to be received by us in this moment right now. The future comes to us. We don't have to go out chasing it. Literally, just look at your next breath. You didn't have to chase that. That's the future. This is my future right now, this breath coming to meet me right now where I am. I can't extend myself and grasp it and grab it. And it's like trying to chase a carrot, like a little rabbit on a track, I'm trying to chase a carrot or a greyhound. It's like, stop doing that. We're all doing that. You got to stop chasing. Stop it. Just get with the program. Get with this moment right now. And we won't be in pain anymore. There is no pain in absolute. There is no suffering in absolute. There is just this feeling of isness. This feeling of peace, calm right now. I know where I am. Home, sanctuary, love, truth, joy. So, let me recap. For the main cause of your pain is thinking, is belief systems. But I thought this was real, but I think this is true. No. You have to really check yourself. Let me see. Let me actually see. Let me refocus what's actually happening right now. Right now, how do I feel? Right now, what are my senses telling me? Right now, what are my inner senses telling me? Right now, what is my heart telling me? And if you're struggling to feel that, you need to do some cleaning, and I can help you with that. Yeah, there's many people that can help you with that. You're not on your own there. Okay? And how to combat this pain and this delusion and the devastation that can happen when those bubbles burst. It's awful. I totally get you. I know how that feels. Empathize. But when that happens, realize it's only because if you thought something was real and it really wasn't real. And you can forgive yourself from that, and you can come home and you can pick yourself up and learn a lesson and go, well, it was only my thinking that got damaged. It's only my thinking that made my heart hurt. Stop thinking about what you think is real and just listen to your heart, and your heart won't hurt. And it sounds really simple, but it's actually really true, and it actually really works. So, full moon blessings on all of you. I really hope that you get that and really take that to heart, and not even my words, but take the essence of what I'm sharing with you, because you already know this, and I'm literally just here to remind you, because I find it quite enjoyable to do so and hang out and talk about these things. And if you want some help with that, I got a really beautiful weekend retreat coming up for heart healing and self-love. So just click on the link below if you want to come and hang out with me for a beautiful weekend in a Sussex manor house. So I love you so much. Have a wonderful super moon, and I'll see you super soon. Bye.